मैसेज भी डाल दीजिएगा। हाय ऑल, गुड आफ्टरनून। 12:15. The class was to start at 12:15 today. I hope I'm audible. I hope I'm visible. Kindly confirm the audio. Kindly confirm the audio. Good afternoon to all. Class has started. Please restart your application. I hope I'm audible. I hope I'm visible. Fine. So, good afternoon to all. Good afternoon to all. We're talking about the time scale, time zones. I hope I'm audible. Good afternoon. So a handout was given to you for lecture 1. Lecture 2 का handout I have sent to the team, but I don't see that अभी वो upload नहीं हुआ है. So probably after the class that will be uploaded. Everyone kindly confirm the audio and the video. Let me see, has it been? No, not yet. It has not been uploaded. That has been sent. So class के बाद में you can have a look at today's handout. So lecture 2 handout will be reaching you after the class. Everyone, audio video fine, kindly confirm. Kindly confirm. So both are good. Perfect. So any questions right in the beginning, and then what we will do is we will be putting this chat off. So if you have any questions, you can very well ask that. So everything is clear. Okay. चलिए तो फिर quickly good afternoon to all. Quickly, can we take a fresh sheet? Can we take a fresh sheet and let us recall the geological time scale जो हम last में कर रहे थे? Whatever we have done, without looking here and there, let us see how many of you are able to make the geological time scale. The eons, the epochs, the eras and the periods. नया कह रही हैं फाउंडेशन रिलेटेड टेस्ट रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है, कैन आई आस्क? सो टेस्ट के आंसर्स देख लीजिए, उसमें जो दिया है दैट इज इट. अगर उसका टॉपिक आज हो रहा है, इफ दैट क्वेश्चन इज हैपनिंग टुडे, यू कैन आस्क दैट क्वेश्चन. इफ दैट टॉपिक, दैट पार्ट इज देयर, because if it is somewhere from the oceans or somewhere from the biogeography, what will happen? We will go over beyond that. विष्णु झा इज सेइंग सर समझ में नहीं आ रहा. क्या समझ में नहीं आ रहा विष्णु झा, ये भी बताइए. ये नहीं कह सकते कि समझ में नहीं आ रहा तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा. लाइफ समझ में नहीं आ रही, मम्मी पापा समझ में नहीं आ रहे, गर्लफ्रेंड समझ में नहीं आ रही. ज्योग्राफी तो अभी तो शुरू ही तो किया है. ज्योग्राफी में बताया क्या है? एक्सोजेनेटिक, एंडोजेनेटिक. अगर नहीं समझ पा रहे तो अभी भी मौका है, छोड़ सकते हैं, कोई इशू नहीं है. इधर दर्द फैलाने का विष्णु झा कोई वो थोड़ी है. सो क्लास को ऐसे रोकेंगे ये सोचकर तो ऐसा होने नहीं वाला है. विष्णु झा बोले बुक वाला समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, तो वही समझना है. जब क्लास वाला समझ में आ गया उसके बाद बुक वाला पढ़ेंगे तब तो पास होंगे. सो यू आर डूइंग दैट, दैट विल गोइंग टू हैपन. सो टाइम स्केल बना लिया, वेरी गुड. क्विकली अभी बनाना है, अभी बनाना है. विष्णु झा जी, जब धीरे धीरे अंडरस्टैंडिंग होगी, बुक आने लगेगी, समझ आएगी. सो इनिशियली नहीं आ रही, दैट्स ओके, दैट्स अ वेरी नॉर्मल थिंग दैट इज हैपनिंग. Do we get that? I don't even know what is your level of English, what is your background. तो पहला नया नया सब्जेक्ट है, तो नए सब्जेक्ट में चैलेंज आ रहा है. अगर आपको लगता हो मेरे को तो बिल्कुल समझ नहीं आ रहा, एक ही क्लास हुई है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. यू कैन टेक संस्कृत साहित्य, हिंदी साहित्य, वट एवर यू वॉन्ट. सो मेनी ऑप्शंस ओपन फॉर यू. आई कैन नॉट स्वीट टॉक ऑन दिस ना, कि भाई बुक ही नहीं पढ़ेंगे इसलिए. सो हाउ कैन आई मेक नोट्स बाय पीडीएफ? सो यू डोंट मेक नोट्स बाय पीडीएफ. You have topics, whatever is happening in the class, we talk about that, we write, and then you read the PDF. If there is something in the PDF over and above what is talked in the class, you write that on the margin. Do we get that? So note making ऐसा होता है that you just don't write your notebook. Your notebook is mostly whatever is talked in the class, you write that. After that you are reading the PDF also. Now in the PDF you get some information which is over and above what is in the class, और probably it is acting as an example to what has been taught in the class. So उसको आप ऐड कर लेंगे. Yes or no? विष्णु झा इज सेइंग क्लास वाला समझ आ रहा है, बुक वाला नहीं आ रहा. तो विष्णु झा जी, आपको दोनों समझने होंगे. तो पहले ही बता रहा हूँ, क्लास भी समझना है एंड द हैंड आउट ऑल्सो. इट इज जस्ट दैट यू हैव नॉट डन, यू आर नॉट इन टू रीडिंग इट. इट्स अ न्यू सब्जेक्ट, तो पढ़ेंगे ना उसको. तो हैंड आउट में तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं दिया, तो सभी लोगों ने अपना डन कर दिया है. सो थैंक यू फॉर दैट. तो आई एम हियर. तो और कोई डाउट है नहीं. और ये वाला कि सर आज तबीयत ठीक नहीं है, ये समझ नहीं आ रहा, वो समझ नहीं आ रहा, that is what is a challenge. That is what is a challenge. So last 3 days I've been talking to all my MMP students who are writing their mains. When I talk to them, they tell me, sir ये आंसर ऐसे गलत हो रहा है, sir what to do, and they are struggling with it, and they will make sure that they go beyond that. They go beyond that. ऐसे ही तो ओलंपिक में गोल्ड नहीं मिलेगा ना बच्चे, तो किताब पढ़ेंगे तो बिल्कुल आएगा वो. सो दैट इज़ देयर. सो अभी मैं डिसेबल कर रहा हूँ इसको, सो दैट वी कैन कम टू द टॉपिक. वेरी गुड, थैंक यू फॉर राइटिंग दैट. हाँ जी, सो लेट्स कम टू टुडेज क्लास. सो पहले तो हार्डियन था. हार्डियन इज द फायर, आर्कियन इज द ओल्ड वन, उसके बाद प्रोटेरो और फेनेरो, है ना. अब हमने बुकलेट में क्या दिया? बुकलेट में हमने ये लिख के दे दिया, सर ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. इट इज़ नॉट अबाउट समझ में नहीं आ रहा, पढ़ना है और याद करना है. देयर इज समथिंग, नो, व्हेन वी आर, से फॉर एग्जांपल समवन इज लर्निंग क्रिकेट, तो क्रिकेट के बारे में सोचना थोड़ी, सुनना थोड़ी, वी विल हैव टू प्ले ऑल्सो, नो. सो डू नॉट आस्क मी फॉर एन एक्सक्यूज कि सर मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा. हार्डियन था, ओरिजिन ऑफ लाइफ का यहाँ पर शुरू होता है, फॉर्मेशन ऑफ अर्थ क्रस्ट. फर्स्ट द अर्थ स्टार्टेड सॉलिडिफाइंग, देन ओल्डेस्ट रॉक्स, फिर ये सारी चीज़. तो अभी अ फूलिश थिंग दैट यू कैन डू इज दैट यू विल ट्राई एंड मग अप एवरीथिंग. वो जो स्कूल में होता था, स्कूल में जो होता था, हर एक चीज़ रट रहा है, एंड जब नहीं रटा जाता तो देन यू राइट अ फेक मैसेज ओवर हेयर, समझ में नहीं आ रहा. झूठ नहीं बोलो, द होल आइडिया इज कि मैं रट नहीं पा रहा हूँ. दैट लैंग्वेज विच इज़ देयर, नो, वो आप रट नहीं पा रहे हो. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल, लेट मी गिव यू एन एग्जाम्पल. अगर ये लिखा हुआ आएगा, डायस्ट्रोफिज्म इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड टेक्टोनिज्म, large scale deformation of Earth's crust by natural processes which lead to the formation of continents and ocean basins, mountain systems, plateaus, rift valleys and other features by mechanisms such as plate movements, volcanic loading and folding. Sir, समझ में नहीं आ रहा. Now this is what these people are going to do. I am saying all the people, whatever you thought of. I was talking to Aditya Srivastav today, rank 1, and I said, let's do a session for people who are preparing for this examination. So out of motivation, people go to YouTube or listen to some people, oh मैं भी IAS बनना चाहता हूँ, but people don't know what it will take. So पहली चीज़ तो ये है, if you want to clear this examination, आपको ये sentence का मतलब आना चाहिए. If you say I do not know this sentence, diastrophism is also called tectonism. Sachin sir, you did not tell me tectonism. अरे when it is saying this is also called, that means they mean the same. So but I don't know what is diastrophism. Read further. It is large scale deformation of Earth's surface. It is large scale deformation. So what is tectonism? Large scale deformation. अब ये वाला खेल खेलते हैं, डिक्शनरी वाला खेल. कुछ लोग डिक्शनरी के वर्ड पूछते हैं, कुछ लोग क्लास के स्टार्ट में कहते हैं क्लास आई एम अंडरस्टैंडिंग बट आई एम नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द बुक वाला. सो बुक वाले में व्हाट विल इट टेक? यू विल हैव टू रीड. इफ यू डोंट नो इंग्लिश देन व्हाई डिड यू टेक इंग्लिश मीडियम? यस और नो? दिस हैपन्स विद हिंदी पीपल ऑल्सो. सर हिंदी भी समझ नहीं आ रहा. So you don't understand English, you don't understand Hindi, then why did you go for civil services preparation? Because this is about academic thing. You could have become a sports person also. वो भी possible है. Yes. आपको लगता है नीरज चोपड़ा कम कर रहे हैं? Amazing work. Yes. मनु भाकर amazing work. आप भी कर सकते हैं. But when you have taken academic work, तो यार ये simple sentence तो समझना पड़ेगा. इसमें खेला नहीं करो. जो भी आपका नाम है, प्लीज डोंट डू दैट. डोंट एक्सपेक्ट सिंपथीज. इनफैक्ट लोगों ने आपका नाम पढ़ा, आपका चैट पढ़ा, हंसी बना रहे होंगे कि ये सेंटेंस है डायस्ट्रोफिज्म इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड टेक्टोनिज्म, लार्ज स्केल डिफॉर्मेशन ऑफ अर्थ क्रस्ट बाय नेचुरल प्रोसेसेस. आपको रटा नहीं हुआ है बिकॉज सिंस स्कूल डेज यू हैव बीन टोल्ड टू मग अप थिंग्स एंड यू वर नॉट एबल टू मग अप. दैट इज वाई यूर राइटिंग आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. देन दैट इज चीटिंग. दैट इज नॉट फेयर. दैट इज नॉट फेयर. एंड एवरीथिंग डजंट हैव टू बी मग्ड अप. वो क्षमता निर्माण करना है, the ability to write certain things. So that is my invitation to all serious students who are listening to me. Now, what are these natural processes? These are natural processes, whatever nature has done. So these are diastrophic processes, continent building, mountain building, and these processes will lead to, diastrophism will lead to what? Formation of continents and oceans. They will be formed. Then what will happen? Mountain systems will be formed, plateaus will be formed, rift valleys. So all geomorphic phenomena that you see are created by a process called diastrophism. इसी का synonym है, another synonym for diastrophism is tectonism. That is all. If you can't understand this language, you will have to develop that stamina to understand. The best way, since this is just the start of the class, reminder to everyone, because you've joined a new course, no? New course, new subject. Reminder is that there is always an ABC to a subject, and that ABC was your NCERT. You did not read your NCERT honestly. Now you are saying कि भाई ये वाला word है, so I will not stop at the course ना. फिर course वाला करेंगे तो रोज का आप ऐसे रुक जाते हैं. आज हम बात करेंगे जेम्स हटन के बारे में, हिज आइडिया ऑफ यूनिफॉर्मिटेरियनिज्म. देन आई विल से लैंडफॉर्म्स आर प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय स्लो कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस, सेडिमेंटेशन आर इरोडेड, एंड देन आई विल एक्सप्लेन. सर आई अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग यू से सर, बट ये बुक का समझ में नहीं आता. अरे भाई, दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव टू राइट. इट इज़ अ फॉर्मल टेस्ट. आपको भाषा तो पढ़नी पड़ेगी ना. यू आर नॉट यूज्ड टू रीडिंग. दैट इज अ चैलेंज. सो नाउ डेवलप दैट हैबिट ऑफ रीडिंग. Please do not ask me these things. Vishnu or whosoever is asking these questions, that please do not say कि सर ये समझ नहीं आ रहा. अरे पढ़ेगा ना, एक बार नहीं आएगा, दो बार आएगा, पढ़ेगा. And your teacher is already explaining, उसके बाद पढ़ रहा है ना. Then another person is saying sir how do I make notes of it. अब वो एक का तो ये होता है चरस कि सब कुछ मगअप करना है, दूसरे का चरस ये होता है कि सब कुछ लिख देना है. Why do you want to rewrite what is in the book? Whatever your teacher told you, whatever you understood, you have written it, and whatever new is coming, सिर्फ वो डालेंगे ना. अब अगर ये वाला काम भी करना पड़ गया, which is probably a 12th standard boy or a graduation first year girl, तो ये वाला भी क्लास करेंगे तो फिर आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा. So I took that idea, 10 minutes on this. Let's come back to this. तो ये आपने बना लिया, all these are there. Yes. Now the thing is that we are not interested in any of these. ये geologist का area है, so we are not interested in any of these. We are not interested in all these also. वैसे तो 543 is what we are interested in. 543 में भी geologist का area, geographer. This I will write that the geologist is interested. Geographer तो mostly इधर ही interested होता है. So what we have seen is eons, eras and periods we have seen. We have tried to memorize their dates also, 543, 245 and 65 million. This was needed. Now these periods are also broken into something called as epochs. What are they broken into? These are broken into epochs. Do we get that? So now epochs also, when we are talking about Cambrian, when we are talking about Paleozoic, Mesozoic, we are not interested in their epochs. उनके भी epochs किए तो बहुत ज़्यादा दिक्कत हो जाएगा. तो epochs में हम किसके interested होंगे? Let us not be interested in the epochs of Paleozoic and Mesozoic only for what geographer is there. So Cenozoic will have epochs. Do they have epochs? Yes, they also have it. Do they also? सबका है. But we are only interested in the Cenozoic ones. So यहाँ पर हमने देखा, everyone, if you can see, when this time zone is divided, so इनके भी ईपोज आ सकते थे. हम इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है 66 के ऊपर वाले में. यहाँ पर हम ईपोज में जा रहे हैं. अदरवाइज ईयॉन्स, एरा एंड पीरियड. सो वी आर गोइंग टू लुक एट ओनली द ईपोज ऑफ दिस. इज एवरीवन ओके? सो व्हाट आर द ईपोज ऑफ दिस, ये भी मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. एंड इफ यू रिमेंबर, डू यू रिमेंबर दिस कॉस्ट डीसीपी? Okay. Now last time when I asked you to write this, so many people said, sir, we remember cost DCP, we don't know the name. So I gave you a homework, एक बार पढ़ेंगे. So how many of you remember C is for Cambrian, O is for Ordovician, S is for Silurian, P is for cost DCP, sorry, D is for Devonian, C is for Carboniferous, and last P is for Permian. Permian was an ice age. परमियन वॉज एन आइस एज. तो अर्थ पर एक आइस एज आया था, तो वो भी गया उसमें. यस. कार्बोनीफेरस, इफ यू नो कार्बोनीफेरस, कार्बन वर्ड इज सेइंग कमिंग फ्रॉम देयर, सो द कोल ऑफ द वर्ल्ड केम फ्रॉम दिस कार्बोनीफेरस. डेवोनियन, सिलूरियन, ऑर्डोविशियन, कैम्ब्रियन, these names should be known to you. Would they ask it? No. But in books you would read somewhere Silurian written. You would read somewhere Devonian written. So I don't want my student to anywhere lose confidence on that. Then we have Triassic, Jurassic and Cretaceous. Now Cretaceous is the time when Earth was struck by a meteor. So Earth पर एक meteor ने strike किया. Cretaceous. Cretaceous is the time where a lot of 2/3 of biodiversity got extinct. So Cretaceous, yes. When Cretaceous was ending and Tertiary was about to begin. Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous. When Cretaceous was ending and Tertiary was about to begin, a meteor came and struck somewhere close to Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. If you remember Central America, we have a peninsula, Yucatan Peninsula. I should not call it Mexico. I should call it straight away Central America. So there this meteor strikes and it causes a lot of changes in the climate and other processes of the earth, which led to a mass extinction, and 2/3 of the population of species got lost. Man was not there till that time. Humans were not there. Now people are listening to me. Most of you are listening to me. You're saying, हाँ ठीक है. Some of you are in the office. This is the time when you jot. This is the time when you keep on adding. When your teacher is telling you things about it, तो इस time लिखो ना यार. Carboniferous जब भी आएगा, that means coal. Permian is an ice age. Then Cretaceous is your where meteor struck, and we call it the CT extinction. What do we call it? CT extinction. CT means Cretaceous Tertiary extinction. अब ये सारी चीज़ों पर आपके बारे में, आपको बुक में हर एक के बारे में थोड़ा थोड़ा एक एक लाइन दिया हुआ है. थोड़ा सा दिस हैपेंड, देन दिस हैपेंड, देन दिस हैपेंड. नाउ सर बुक वाला मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ. अरे भाई सीक्वेंस है ना, बुक इज सपोज टू गिव यू डिटेल्स. नाउ यू वांट अ टीचर टू से मेरे नोट से हो जाएगा, मेरे नोट से हो जाएगा. उसके बाद फिर यूट्यूब पे आंदोलन करना कि ये टीचर ये बोले थे और मैं आईएएस नहीं बना. लेट अस नॉट फूल ईच अदर वेरी क्लियरली. I from day one have said that I will be telling you all the concepts, whatever is there, and then there will be handouts. I will expect you to read them. पढ़ेंगे भी, अपने नोट्स को करेंगे. अगर ये नहीं करते हैं, we are not 100% partners in this, then we are cheating each other. I am not in favor of cheating my students. I am requesting you, I am on your side. आप भी अपनी तरफ हो जाइए ना. ये क्या बहाना बना रहे हैं आप? आपका दूसरे दिन की क्लास है, सेकेंड डे की क्लास है. फर्स्ट डे क्लास में आपको बताया गया टाइम स्केल, उसके बारे में लिख दिया, कह रहा है समझ में नहीं आ रहा. भाई अंग्रेजी नहीं आती तो क्यों ये कर रहे हो? क्यों ये कर रहे हो? वाई IAS देन? वेरी सिंपल थिंग्स हैव बीन रिटन ओवर देयर. अभी तो पूरा कोर्स बाकी है. डू यू लाइक ओनली दोज टीचर्स, बड़े मजे से क्लास होगी, एंटरटेनमेंट के साथ क्लास होगी, मोटिवेशन होगा, आप जाएंगे, पैर छुएंगे, माला पहनाएंगे, खूब नाच गाना होगा, परफेक्टली ओके। अब यहाँ पे आपको सीरियस एंडेवर में है, देयर इज अ सीरियस थिंग हैपनिंग राइट नाउ। वो जो मास्टर स्ट्रोक वाले बच्चे हैं, नेक्स्ट मंथ में मेंस है। आई एवरी ईयर सी व्हाट चैलेंजेस दे फेस एंड आई वांट माय स्टूडेंट टू बी स्ट्रेंथन फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट क्लास इटसेल्फ। वो मौका नहीं दोगे तो कैसे होगा? सो प्लीज डू दैट। सो कोल लिख लिया आपने, परमियन लिख दिया, सीटी भी लिख लिया। लेट्स कम टू द ईपो पार्ट ऑफ इट। तो ईपो पार्ट को क्या कैसे करें, इसी में रख लेते हैं, तो आपका हो गया। तो ट्रायसिक, जुरासिक, क्रिटेशियस, 65 million years. Yes, these are the periods. These are the periods. Periods of what? Of an era. Which era was this? This was Mesozoic. मध्यजीवी, Mesozoic, ये हमने बात किया। This was 245। इसको हम एज ऑफ डायनासोर भी बोलते हैं, या रेप्टाइल्स, यही बुक में मटेरियल में लिखा है। So that is there. Cretaceous, and then we have the Cenozoic coming in. This is what? Cenozoic. Now in this we have tertiary and we have quaternary. Tertiary and quaternary. So now we are going to, as geographers, we are interested only in this area because this impacts us more. और मैं अभी आपको बताने वाला हूँ, बहुत सारी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज बताऊंगा आपको, वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। तो हमने क्या किया, इनका जो थर्ड यूनिट है दैट इज कॉल्ड ईपोस। ईपोस, एंड वी ब्रोक दिस इनटू ईपोस। What do you have to remember here is P E O M P P H. P E O M P P H. P E O M P P H पहले ये लिख लो, फिर मैं इनको एक्सप्लेन भी कर दूंगा व्हाट इज इट। तो ये पहले एक्रोनिम, उधर कॉस्ट डीपी था, कॉस्ट डीसीपी वाज देयर, हियर वी हैव PEOM PPH, दैट हैज टू बी देयर। सो प्लीज मेक श्योर दैट यू कीप दैट। यस एवरीवन, quickly let's have that. Now everywhere we will put this word scene because this is Cenozoic, so epoch will have scene in it. So first we start with the oldest one, and for old the word is paleo. So paleo, eo, oligo, mayo, playo, plisto, holo. Okay, so paleo, eo, oligo, mayo, playo, plisto and holo. And what do we have? Scene, scene, scene. So Miocene, Pleistocene, Pliocene, Holocene, all those scenes are there. Everyone okay? Scene, scene and scene. This is 2 million years. 2 है, 20 है, यहाँ पे हमने रखा होगा क्वार्टरनरी 2.6, तो अब 2 ले लीजिए, दैट्स ओके। लेट्स कीप इट 2 million years. 2 is easy. 20 lakh years. 20 lakh years. 2 million years. Do we get that? Now, only EPOS for these, because इसी का हमें डिटेल चाहिए, वो तो we have already looked at that. And we also know that 90% of the geological time scale goes into 3 eons: Hardian, Paleozoic and Proterozoic. Now we are in the Phanerozoic. वो वैसे भी छोटा सा है, and छोटे में भी we are only interested in the epochs, these. Now I want to tell you that there have been many warm phases, there have been many cold phases in the geological journey of Earth. The last cold phase, and when I say cold phase, that means a large part of the Earth was covered under ice. So last cold phase that came on Earth was Pleistocene. We say Pleistocene ice ages. जो आपको हैंडआउट दिया है, in the handout we have made a special mention of Pleistocene ice ages. So if you are reading it for the first time, you are not able to understand everything, it's okay, please live with it. Vishnu and all others. अभी तो शुरू किया है ना, शुरू किया. So when I went to class 11th में physics आया, mathematics आया, समझ ही नहीं आया पहली बार तो. But then with time, when I gave it time, when I did it more, समझ सब आया. So let's be patient with that. और अगर आप patient नहीं है, so UPSC is not your game. Simple. That is a very simple thing which I want everyone to realize on this. So Pleistocene ice age. But Sachin sir, you just now told us that in Permian time there was an ice age. Now you are saying Pleistocene time there is an ice age. So please tell me. You tell me, in your life, did you ever get fever? कभी बुखार हुआ? Yes or no? So now you tell me that you were in 6th standard and you had a very bad fever. Then you say I was in 10th standard, I had a very bad fever. And I say I am confused. When did you have fever? अरे 2 बार हो गया यार. कई बार होता है. So Earth has got warm phases, Earth has got cold phases. The latest cold phase, the last ice age which happened was somewhere 20 million, 2 million or 20 lakh years ago. Is everyone okay? So that's what we have said. और ये तो वहां से शुरू हो रहा है, वो तो प्लीस्टोसीन हुआ है. प्लीस्टोसीन did not have one ice age. There were multiple ice ages in this. So there is a cold phase, there is a warm phase, cold phase, warm phase, cold phase, warm phase. So these are the Pleistocene ice ages. That is one thing. So wherever we get that, we should be knowing this. Sachin sir, do they ask us to make this geological time in the examination? No, they don't ask. So then how will they ask questions to us? So I want to tell you how will they ask questions. So they asked us a 10 marker. इसमें से मैं क्या expect कर रहा हूँ? एक 10 mark का question. They asked us a 10 marker question. And look at the question, very very interesting question. So that is where I say, students who say मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा, they need to understand UPSC is taking those people only जिनको समझ आता है. जो सिर्फ रटते हैं उनको नहीं ले रहा है. Get that? So the question was, examine the impact of Pleistocene ice age on the surface of Earth. Something, I don't know exact words of it, वो हम आपको दे देंगे. Examine the impact of Pleistocene ice age on crustal whatever landforms. Exact words I don't remember. But if people do not know Pleistocene, if they do not know Pleistocene, they might talk about Aravalli. Aravalli was formed long ago, Archean time. They might talk about Himalayas. So I want to tell you, Himalayas were formed somewhere here. Himalayas तो यहाँ पर बने. True or not? So that is why when we are talking of Pleistocene ice age, this is a very limited one. ये कहाँ पर आया था? Polar areas. So North America, Europe, that part, mostly the northern part of it, around the Arctic Circle, that is where we find most of it. So ये कहाँ पर होगा? हमारे Arctic Circle, Arctic and Antarctic Circle के आसपास का आइडिया है. So this is about, ice ages, how it influenced the crustal deformations and landforms in those areas. So पहला तो question में Pleistocene word will be used. So they expect you to understand what these words mean. Second thing is, sir, how do we write on this? So now look at the smartness of the question. The question should have been, examine the glacial landforms. True or not? Question should have been, examine the glacial landforms in the world. Glacial landforms in the world. Now examiner says, am I a fool? I am preparing the question for UPSC. Let me prepare a question which is challenging for the student. So I will not use the word glacial. Let me challenge the students. Tell me the impact of Pleistocene ice ages. So glacial वहां से ही conveys, and then he says, tell me on the crustal things. So आपको landform बनाने हैं. So कौन से बनेंगे? Glacial landforms. Glacial landforms will be of two type. One will be erosional ones, how the ice cuts and breaks. Say for example, U-shaped valleys. The cirques and the erites, if you have read your NCERT chapter 7 or GC Leong. If you have not, we'll talk about that also. True or not? And then there is depositional landforms also. एक तो तोड़ के लेके आया, ice broke it down and deposit it somewhere. It will deposit it on the lower areas. So what does it create? It creates something called as moraine based. Those sediments are called moraines. Outwash plain. अच्छा हाँ, आउटवॉश प्लेन, आई रेड इट समवेयर सर, उधर आउटवॉश प्लेन होता है. फिर उसमें ये भी बताया, एग बास्केट टोपोग्राफी जैसे होता है उसको ड्रमलिन्स कहते हैं. सो ड्रमलिन्स विल ऑल्सो बी क्रिएटेड. यस नो, सम इरेटिक्स विल ऑल्सो बी क्रिएटेड. अच्छा हाँ, these words I have heard. Now they expect you to connect all that and then do that. Everyone, did you get a glimpse of what I am trying to tell you? कि ये मेरे लिए रॉ मटेरियल है. दिस इज कच्चा माल फॉर मी, रॉ मटेरियल फॉर मी. आई नीड टू हैव दिस वोकेबुलरी before I get into the subject, because my examiner is foxing me with these terms and he's asking a straight question. Question is easy, but the terms have sort of hidden the question behind. So my responsibility as a teacher to tell my student this is there and tell my students to read something about it so that you develop that language also. So that is why handouts are provided. Handouts are an extension, elaboration to the class. Whatever you write in the class, if you get some more details, you can add on the margins. I hope you're getting my message. ये हो गया Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene, Pleistocene and Holocene. Now I want to tell you, Pleisto means ice. Okay, ice will melt. What will come? Ice will melt. What will come? Water. Hollow means water. So this is the ice age. This is the water age. And if you read my booklet, the handout, it clearly said that this geological time scale is an evolving thing. So geologists across the world, they unite, they talk about things. So they have found a lot of ice-based moraine sediments across the world. So they went in the world, they were collecting samples and the rocks which were of this time, no, around 2 million year old, वो सारे glacial निकल के आए. Get that? They were all glacial. They were all glacial. तो ऐसा चल रहा था और यहां पर कहां तक? 10,000 years तक. So 2 million to 10,000 years, when they were looking at rocks, they found that these are glacial in origin. Mostly on all continents, they could find glacial sediments. They said, okay, this time should be given one name. They sat down and they named it Pleistocene. But after 10,000 years, they are not finding the glacial ones. The new ones are brought by rivers. They said, okay, the ice would have melted and now rivers are the dominating agent or the exogenetic force. So all continents, which sediments are on top? River sediments. They said, अरे यार, अब we can't call these sediments as ice ones. So Pleistocene का नाम change करो. So 10,000, they have written what? Holocene has come over here. Is everyone okay? Now what is happening is, when we are looking at rocks now onwards, so we are finding a lot of human based intrusions in that. So we will find some metals which are, thrown away by humans. We might find a layer of carbon soot because that came out from our chimneys in the in the industrial revolution and all that. So some scientists propose that why not we say that even the ice age and water age has ended and now we have the human age. Who is the dominant player? Who is driving the rocks of the world now? Humans are there. So there they propose something called as Anthropocene. So this is the latest proposed epoch which the geological time scale is talking about. That the latest proposed epoch is Anthropocene. Means it is seen, but who's the driver? Not the ice, not the water. Man is the driver. So that is called Anthropocene. Now this is where my handout tells you that who called for this. वो पूरी कहानी लिखी है आपके लिए, जो विष्णु कह रहे हैं सर समझ में नहीं आ रहा. ये पूरी कहानी लिख के दी है कि क्यों ऐसा हुआ. Who was the one who proposed it? Then what was the process? The process for renaming a geological time scale is that a committee sits on that and sees, like those things should be there on all continents. Then they checked on all continents. There was a very big section of geologists who wanted this to be named Anthropocene. But just like we saw the sad event of Vinesh, where just because of 100 grams overweight, she was denied a medal. Likewise, when this committee people sat down recently in July last month, they found that those sediments which are created by humans, they are not there on all the continents. Obviously, there are certain continents which we have not touched. So they said because it is not meeting the criteria, that is why it should not be Anthropocene. Many people were heartbroken. They wanted some change to happen. But as of now, Anthropocene as an official epoch has been rejected. Maybe appeal hoga, फिर change hoga, that is possible. So this is what your full geological time scale is there. You should know the full forms of COST-DCP: Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, Permian. After that, Triassic and Jurassic. Triassic and Jurassic pe what should you know? Their epochs: PEOMPPH, Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene. Pleisto and Holocene are the last two which belong to the tertiary. Recently this this tertiary has also been broken into two. So ये हमने इसमें डाला है कि इसको मायो और प्लायो को नियोजीन और इसको पेलियोजीन कहते हैं. Paleogene and new की side Neogene. Whether you remember this or not, you can, but इसको दो पार्ट में tertiary को divide किया गया है. And we have written in the book also कि tertiary has been, some of them have been started calling पहले तीन Paleo, Eo, Oligo as Paleogene and these two as Neogene. आप यहाँ पे देखेंगे 0.01 means 10,000 years extinction of large mammals and birds. तो यहाँ पे आइस एज के बाद many things have gone. आइस एज ग्लेशिएशन इज ऑल्सो रिटन ओवर हियर. दोज थिंग्स आर ऑल्सो रिटन ओवर देयर. क्या इससे पहले एक्सटिंक्शन हुई है? यू कैन सी एक्सटिंक्शन हैपेंड व्हेन दैट मीटियोर स्ट्रक. सो सीटी एक्सटिंक्शन. बिफोर दैट व्हाट हैपेंड? जुरासिक में भी एक बार एक्सटिंक्शन हुआ था व्हेन पैंजिया वाज ब्रेकिंग अप. उससे पहले क्या है? पर्मियन में भी एक्सटिंक्शन हुआ है. पर्मियन में बिकॉज ऑफ द आइस एज. यस, Mississippian, this part also, Paleozoic also had mass extinction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I am teaching you environment geography, I'll tell you that in geological times, for many reasons, there have been phases of huge extinction on the planet. So 5 mass extinctions have already happened. It is believed that some people say that because of human activity, Anthropocene might be the age of 6th mass extinction, because we are changing the climate very fast, we are destroying the soils, we are destroying the ecosystems, their habitats are being destroyed. So as a result, we might be seeing a 6th mass extinction. Now that's just a conversation which we are having. Did you understand this or not? So I'll enable the chat over here. आपको ये सारे याद होने चाहिए. एक बार फिर से देख लो और मेरी क्लास में सिर्फ लिखते मत रहा करो. Actively participate in that and that will go in your memory also. Quickly everyone, I have switched on the chat and let's see is the topic over or not. ये topic खत्म कर दीजिए of geological time scale. and the details are provided in your booklet. Enjoy that. What do I mean by booklet? Lecture 1 handout. Where is it available? On the app. There are Mississippian and Pennsylvanian part of this. So you don't have to, you go just for COSDCP. ये इसी में आ जाएगा Carboniferous में. Get that? So don't go for this Pennsylvanian, Mississippian. We will go for C. COSDCP. Is everyone okay? यहाँ पर कार्बोनिफेरस इसी के अंदर दिखाई दे रहा है. सीरीज इन इपोक, समवन हैज कंफ्यूजन, तो ये भी हमने मटेरियल में डाला है. कार्बोनिफेरस का ही पेनिसिल्वेनियन एंड मिसिसिपियन. आपको कॉस्ट डीसीपी दैट विल बी देयर. ट्रू. So classes understand how they get divided and their meaning also. I told you division is strictly based on rocks. Rocks का एज है, इसके बाद बदल गए. अभी तक आइस वाले आ रहे थे तो दिस वाज प्लीस्टो. Now water based sediments have come, so hollow. Now they are saying human based are coming. They wanted to call it anthropo, but anthropo has not there. Is everyone okay? So if you have doubts, whatever, all this material has been there. तो अगर आपको डाउट आता है तो दूसरा वाला स्लाइड देख लो, वो आपके लिए क्लियर कर लेगा. Yes? Are we clear? So can we say that, sir, before Pleistocene age there was dominance of endogenetic over land surface? So this shows Sachin Kumar is not applying his mind. He is being an arrogant human being, which all of us are. Not something to say for Sachin Kumar. I am saying all of us are arrogant human beings. ये कह रहे हैं now that human beings are impacting, so before this it was only endogenetic. Hello, human beings are not the only exogenetic agent. Exogenetic agents were there even before us. So I told you that they cause destruction and the water, the ice, वो तो हमसे पहले थे कि नहीं थे? तो बोला human beings के बाद वो हो गया. So when would Anthropocene started if it was approved? आदित्य हलकारनेकर. अबे, did you read my material? Did you read my material? So in that material, it is very clearly said that the geologists are divided. Some of them say कि it should start from where the man started. Some of them are saying that it should start from where the industrial revolution happened. Both their proposal went down the drain, became zero when it was rejected. So if they will be selected, will they not come on consensus? Will they talk or not? Or do I have to read the Kundali and tell you? सोचेगा कि नहीं? Yes or no? Sir, new words are difficult to memorize, but it is okay, sir. Krish Kumar Sharma. भाई ये तो आएगा ही आएगा, और ये तो हमने थोड़ा सा ही लिया है. Little bit of this. Sir, why Pennsylvania, Mississippi? Why not simply Carboniferous? Rajesh Kumar. Rajesh Kumar, you are wasting time. You are wasting time. Why? Let me tell you. You are not applying your mind. You are asking question for the sake of question. You are asking question for the sake of question. Let me tell you. Let me come to this word Cambrian. Remember Cambrian? I told you Cambria is a place in UK where those rocks were found. Yes, where those rocks were found. So उसी तरह Carboniferous rocks, their series were found in Pennsylvania and Mississippian region. US वाले क्लासिफाई कर रहे हैं तो उन्होंने उसको सब क्लासिफाई कर दिया. क्या इसकी कोई ज़रूरत है? आपको ये तो आते नहीं है, आपको ये आते नहीं, आप इधर की बात कर रहे हो. ये इनके इपोज में जा रहा है ना. वाई वरी अबाउट इट? हमें उनका करना ही नहीं. हमने तो कहा हमारे यही काम किया, यही बताया था ना आपको, ओनली दीज आर देयर. ट्रू. तो सिर्फ ये कहना चाह रहा हूं कि यार जो चीज आपको बता दिया, पीछे का तो बहुत सारा डिटेल है. इज जियोलॉजी आर ऑप्शनल? नो, वी रेस्ट्रिक्टेड आवरसेल्व्स टू दिस. और बहुत अच्छे से ये भी आपको सीन में डाला. मॉडर्न मैन इधर है, अर्ली मैन. व्हेन प्लीस्टोसीन इज अर्ली मैन, सो व्हाई टेक अर्ली मैन? उसके बाद क्या? लार्ज कार्निवोर्स, फर्स्ट ग्रेजिंग. हर एक चीज़ डाल के दी है। बुक पढ़ा नहीं है, बुकलेट पढ़ा नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी हम उसमें वो करेंगे। सो मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है कि वो है, बट फिर भी आपने क्वेश्चंस पूछे, आई होप आई हैव आंसर्ड योर क्वेश्चंस। आई डू रिस्पेक्ट दोज क्वेश्चंस, बट क्वेश्चंस में एक सेंस तो होनी चाहिए ना। हाँ जी सर, कैन वी से दैट प्लीज टू सीन, ये तो सचिन का आंसर हो गया है। उसके बाद how they get divided. Thank you, Mississippi and Pennsylvania. Please, those are repos. You don't have to worry about them. पुराने हैं. Let the geologist worry about them. Get that? चलिए फिर बंद करते. Let us come back to this. So ये हमने कर दिया था endogenesis and exogenetic. Was this also done? This in the last class we were talking about this. So we were diastrophism. Diastrophism is slow processes, and then these processes are quick ones are called catastrophic. Catastrophic and diastrophic. So अब आई कैन गो इन टू दिस, बट ये मैंने आपसे कहा था थोड़ा सा एनसीईआरटी से पढ़ेंगे. आई विल कम टू दिस. आई हैव एन इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग टू टॉक अबाउट. इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग टू टॉक अबाउट. इसको ख़त्म करते हैं. ये वाला तो फिनिश हो गया ना. दिस पार्ट इज डन. यस. सो ये तो पिछली क्लास में ख़त्म हो जाना चाहिए था, बट वी डिड नॉट. सो आई एम कमिंग बैक टू दिस. नाउ व्हाट एम आई गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट? I am going to talk about geomorphology as a subject, how things have happened, you know, the the trends or the journey of geomorphology. So when we are talking about this, we are going to talk about the journey of geomorphology. Okay, some important things which I want to talk about. So it is believed that ancient times, you can write also. So this you can see is a historical study which I have for you. Please keep writing, and I will give you a chance to ask your doubt also. Don't worry. First write and understand. So we can see geography as ancient geography, ancient time, medieval time, and modern time. Okay. So ancient, you can say, you know, up to 1st century AD. Up to, you know, so from maybe 12th century BC से अगर हम चल रहे हैं, so you know, like we are going to up to 1st century AD. Then medieval time you can say talk about this. अच्छा, यहीं पर मैं एक बीच में लिख देता हूँ. Dark ages. First write this down, I'll explain all of that. 2nd to 7th century AD. Now this is going from 6th to 14th century. 6th to 14th century. Then age of exploration, 15th to 16th century. ठीक है. सो आप यहाँ से ले लो. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 8th century BC, say 1st century AD. 2nd to 7th are dark ages, 6th to 14th, and then 15th and 16th and post 16th century we are here in the modern thing. Get that? यहाँ पर we are going to talk about that. So पहले थोड़ा सा timeline देख रहे हैं. First we are just looking at the timeline. I hope that works for us. Now, first of all, please understand that there is some amount of Eurocentricity. ये word भी मैं लिख रहा हूँ. And for every word your teacher talks, everyone, you are preparing for UPSC, for every word your teacher talks, you don't have to write a paragraph on that. कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी होंगी जो आप समझ जाएंगे. Certain things are those which you will understand and which you will have to use in your vocabulary. When I say Eurocentricity, I will talk about this in detail when a topic called perspectives in human geography comes. But as of now, I want to tell you that the geography, the subject that you and I are studying, this subject is seen to have originated from Europe. Is that correct? Answer is no. Answer is no. We had a geographical tradition in India. We had a geographical tradition in China. We had geographical traditions in Egypt. So Africa is there, Asia is there. You know, if we are talking of that old world, वो सारी चीज थी, वो सब कुछ था. And what do I mean by old world? I have already told you in my foundation classes what is the old world. Those three continents: Asia, Africa, and Europe. Those three continents which are connected together, they were considered the old world. After this age of exploration, 16th, 15th, 16th century, we found routes and we found new continents: North America, South America, Antarctica, Australia. So that is called New World. So मैं old world की बात कर रहा हूँ. Old world में there was geographical understanding, there was geographical tradition in China, in India, in Egypt, in Mesopotamia, many places that was there. All the students who are listening to me and who are trying to write every word which I am saying, relax, listen to me. मैं बता दूंगा कब लिखना है. Did I not tell you to write this? I'll tell you. तो पहला ये चीज समझेंगे कि the traditions were everywhere, but the modern geography says that we are basing ourselves into European geography only. This is incorrect. This is often referred to as a critical word which is called Eurocentricity. सब कुछ यूरोप के चश्मे से देखा गया. Everything is being looked from the glasses of Europe. Get that? Which is not correct. So then why is it there? So these Europeans were the ones who were colonizing the world. They were creating their own curriculums, yes or no? And they were trying to bring in whatever ideas they have to all their colonies. Number one. So we can very well clearly say that this was their way of intellectually posing themselves as superior. I am not opposed to that idea. That is also there. Second thing is, they questioned our line of thinking many times by saying that your line of thinking is not scientific. Just to give you an example, the example is, so they were asking, you know, how mountains were created, how oceans were created, and we have many mythological stories. हमारे पास mythological stories हैं. Say for example, where did river Ganga come from? So the logic is that there is a glacier melts and the water comes from there. It is in the mountain, rain happens and the water comes. But in our mythology, what is it? It is that it comes from, it descended from heaven. स्वर्ग से आई हैं. And the river was so mighty that earth could not take the might of the river. So what happened? Lord Shiva offered his own hair कि मेरी जटाओं में आएंगी गंगा और फिर बह जाएंगी. That's mythology. Yes. Now they say, if this is what you tell us about river flow, we don't accept this. Wherever you don't have a scientific explanation, you tell us that this was done by this god, this one, that one. So यहाँ आप science को question mark कर देते हैं. So they found some faults in that. They have also their merit in this. Second is, I am saying they were trying to impose their ideological supremacy also. That is also there. Both the things, rather than going into that debate right now, can I use the word Eurocentricity? जिसकी लाठी उसकी भैंस. So they were the ones who were the rulers, colonizers. They were creating the curriculum. उन्होंने कहा भाई जो हम कह रहे हैं वो मानो. So this is called Eurocentricity in the discipline of geography. That is the first thing. ठीक है. So हम गए ancient में. So where will we look at? Where in ancient geography came? So it was India and China and Egypt also. But ancient geography for them, this is Roman and Greek and Roman Empire. So Greek and Romans. Please write Greek and Romans. Greek and Romans. So first up to 1st century AD, whatever the Greeks and Romans were doing, we see that the geography's roots are somewhere there. हमने मान लिया, हमको कोई दिक्कत नहीं. We are okay with that also. We are okay with that also. Do we get that? Now what is Dark Ages? Let us look at Dark Ages also. Let us look at Dark Ages also. So what is Dark Ages? Dark Ages is after Roman, the Christian world. Christianity came to power, or Christianity as a religion came to dominate, and this is the time when church became powerful, not the king or the people. You've heard of the word democracy comes from Greece, and demos means people and cracy means rule of people, something like that. So Greeks were always there. Greeks की बात थी, सब कुछ है. But what we are looking at here is that it is the Christian world, the church is dominating. When the church dominated, it had no signs. How did the earth evolve? Earth evolved 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago, there was a flood, biblical flood. So Bible में एक flood आई. उस flood के बाद everything came out of that. So Bible has said this. Now is this correct or wrong? This is wrong. But the church was so powerful that whatever the Greeks and Romans, whatever they had found out in terms of scientific understanding, the church rejected it. Church was a very big power in Europe. So in the Christian world, the church simply said that whatever is in the Bible, that is true. Anything else is wrong. So if you have science, you turn your science to Bible. Do we get that? That is supremacy. Now medieval ages, the center changes. These are called Dark Ages because everything became, all knowledge was censored. So that is why we call them Dark Ages. This is the time when we saw Prophet Muhammad preaching a new religion, and we get Islam. And Islam starts spreading from West Asia and goes all the way to North Africa also. So instead of calling it West Asia or North Africa, we call this as the Arab phase. The followers of Islam, the Arabs. So Arabs spread out. They spread out from West Asia towards Africa. They came to Central Asia also. They came to South Asia also. This is how Islam came to us. This is the medieval time. So this is where the religion and its followers flourished in space and time. This is the Arab phase. Now in 15th and 16th century, it so happened that two big religions, Arab is Islam and Europe is Christianity. These two religions started fighting for supremacy over land. and the Christian world was not able to make much changes. They were not able to get over what the Islamic world was not allowing them. So they said, let us find a new way. Let us go into the oceans and find new routes to reach around, because the Islamic world stopped all trade. All trade, no one who is not a follower of Islam can cross their lands. So this fight happened between two religions. So the people from Europe decided to take their ships and find new ways, new routes, and in that process ended up exploring and finding the new world. New world. And that new world is your North America, South America, Australia, Antarctica. This is called Age of Exploration. We've already talked about this. Now, where is geomorphology in this? Geomorphology in this, I have one sentence for that. I have one sentence for that. In the absence of scientific knowledge, geomorphic studies before 16th century do not hold any great significance. Did I write they were zero? No, they were not zero. इन सब को मैंने क्या कर दिया? Inconsequential, question mark and a cross. Everyone, did you see? Whatever I was saying, if you wanted to write it, हर चीज लिखते तो कुछ फायदा नहीं था. So that's what I'm saying. This was there. You know, at best, there were non-scientific generalizations based on some empirical observations geography was largely descriptive. I hope you remember this word I told you. Descriptive means that it was not scientific. ये मैंने बताया. 1 page for you. People ask me, sir, how to make notes. Journey of geomorphic studies. इससे पहले कुछ काम का नहीं है. यहाँ पर it becomes modern time में इससे पहले का we have rejected. We are talking about this. Now when you reach your handout will talk a lot about things. This phases को मैं सब कुछ बताऊंगा उसमें. So what you will do is you will take only what is important for you. What you feel is an extension to that. Is everyone with me? तो अब हम 16th century के बाद की बात करने वाले. 16th century के बाद की we are going to talk about things. Now what has happened? Age of exploration has happened. New information has come to us. Lot of things are with us. We should start talking about landforms. I want to tell you that even in the past, there were some mentions. There were some mentions about action of water, something called as erosion and all that. They were there, but not very significant. So I'm not saying they were zero, but I'm saying their contribution wasn't very significant till 16th century. And you know, descriptive means they are not scientific. अभी descriptive थे, non-scientific थे, कुछ empirical observation. What do I mean by the word empirical? Go and test and collect sample. That is called empirical observation. And geomorphic studies do not hold any great significance. Everyone okay with this? तो पहला मैंने आपको ये सूचना दी. Now let's talk about the geographers who are coming in after this, post 16th century geographers. तो geographers क्या कर रहे हैं? Geographers are checking things. Empirical का मतलब empirical what? They'll take a sample what? And where did you find this? Where? So they were mostly collecting data. Data. Everything was data. So this is a mountain. Here we have this peak. Here we have this plain, this plateau. But there was no explanation. No explanation. Only describing what is where. What is where. What is where. This information was good for traders. So someone is trading, so he wants to know where are, like good shepherds, so that he can get some wool from their sheep or something like that. उस तरह का काम था. It was of not much of use. Get that? Geographers at that time also, they were not very scientific. They believed in what? They believed in Bible. What did they believe in? They believed in Bible, and biblical ideas were going on. Biblical ideas. So अब मैं बताता हूँ everyone, post 16th century developments. Post 16th century developments. Okay. The catastrophic view. Catastrophism phase. What do we call this? We call this as the catastrophism phase. So what is catastrophism? You saw these mountains. Question is, how were they created? They are wondering how they were created. So they have seen agriculture, they have seen a tree growing. Yes, they have seen a tree growing, but they haven't seen a mountain growing. Can anyone tell me why you and I can see a tree growing but not a mountain growing? Can you tell me? So because tree grows faster, mountain grows very slowly, sir. It is imperceptible in a human life. Yes or no? True. So mountains, they could not see that how they have come. Mountains, there were these deep what? Valleys. There were these valleys. There were these peaks. Yes or no? They did not know how they were created. They did not know. They just saw, suddenly a mountain blasting and magma coming out of it. They saw a volcano. They also observed earthquake also. Now you have seen suddenly lava coming out from a mountain. Acha, there must be something which, like, I don't know why, but sometimes, a mountain will explode. And then you are wondering, oh, suddenly I'm seeing, my land is shaking. Something happens inside the earth, we shake also. But I don't know how it is happening. So what will I say? God is doing that. God is doing that. And these events are sudden events. These are, outside our control. So they said all landforms are made from sudden catastrophic is destructive natural events. All landforms. Why? Because, like 5,000 years is the evolution of Earth. So they were subscribing to what? 5,000 years age of Earth. So they said mountains, like even if I say that mountain is growing by 1 centimeter per year, imagine 1 centimeter per year. Imagine and this thing, mountain is growing 1 centimeter per year. Okay, in 10 years, 10 centimeters. In 100 years, how much? 100 centimeters. Yes. So what they are saying is वो 100 सेंटीमीटर भी उनको नहीं दिखाई दे रहा, और भी कम दिखाई दे रहा उनको उनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा माउंटेन इज नॉट ग्रोइंग. So for them it is a fraction of growth that happens over hundreds of years. No, बोला 5,000 years में a mountain cannot grow this high. There must be something divine which has done that. This is the catastrophic view. What is this? Catastrophic. Everything happened. Nature did it. So now what is the geographer's role? एम्पेरिकल स्टडी. सर आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज एम्पेरिकल. एम्पेरिकल का मतलब जाके ऑब्जर्व करना, एक्सपेरिमेंट करना, दैट इज कॉल्ड एम्पेरिकल. वो जाएगा, ही विल लुक एट अ माउंटेन, ही विल लुक एट अ प्लेटू, ही विल लुक एट प्लेन, माउंटेन, प्लेटू, प्लेन. टेल मी व्हाट इट इज, where it is, what is the height, what is the width, ये बताओ मुझे. That is what you're going to do. And if somebody asks you how they were created, how and why, how and why, not answered. Why they were not answered? Because all this is happening catastrophic. सबका एक ही आंसर था, हु क्रिएटेड इट? God created it. Suddenly something happened. God created mountains. My job is to find out what is the mountain, where is it located, height and width. That's all. Now, how many such mountains will be there? How many such mountains will be there? Oh my God, this will be infinite. Yes or no? So, geographer का काम क्या है? Infinite. फिर geographer से कहा अच्छा explain all of them. They said, see, there is only one explanation. Everything happened through catastrophic event. Suddenly happened. So how were you born? Catastrophically. कैसे? God was, like emptying a box and there were many kids in that. ऊपर से गिराया, तुम भी land कर गए. God sent you. Get that? Catastrophic. अभी तो कोई logic नहीं हुआ यार. Is catastrophic scientific or not? Is catastrophism scientific or not? Do you agree or not? Quickly, is everyone with me in the class? I am doing the history of geomorphology. I am doing the history of geomorphology. How are you placed on this? Are you comfortable? Are you understanding? And are you writing whatever is on the screen? I'm just requesting you to write whatever is on the screen. No sir, this is not scientific. This is not scientific. तो starting में 16th century तक भी हम scientific नहीं. 16th century में भी scientific नहीं. So what were we using? Biblical interpretations hindered the proliferation of non-catastrophic landform. I have an example, you don't have to write this. Mr. Werner believed that all the mountains of the world were formed under the underwater as layers of sediment and were ultimately sculpted by rapidly receding oceans. So इनकी theory क्या थी? Imagine, interesting theory. Interesting theory was that there are oceans. At the bottom of the oceans, what is there? Sediments are there. So sediments have gone and settled at the bottom of the ocean. Now what happens is ocean is drying up or moving away. Ocean is becoming smaller. So what will happen is when it reaches the sediments, waves will attack on those sediments because it will come closer to the waves. So what is the shape of the waves? Is the shape of the waves like this? So what will happen? The mountains were created by, all the mountains were created under the ocean. Now they have got exposed. Is it any logic? No logic? Perfect. Let's come to this fellow. His name is Georges Cuvier. He says great catastrophic floods produced unconformities and carved Earth's landscape. So Earth was flat, but then flood came, and that flood created some hollows, some high areas, and that created mountains. क्या logic है वे? Is there any logic? Is there any logic? So if you were born in that time, would you be doing some scientific inquiry? Would you be doing some scientific inquiry? There were no techniques also. You don't know the age of these rocks. आप क्या सोचते हो? 5,000 years ago, there was a flood in the Bible, which is written in the Bible, and that created. So all mountains were created under the oceans. Oceans receded and created sedimentary mountain ranges, or all earth all earth landforms were sculpted 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 by the great flood. What do? You don't explain how they were created. आप जाके बस ये लिखो कौन सा है, कहाँ पर है ये. Is there any geomorphology? Remember, geomorphology is the study of earth landforms and how they were formed also. अभी क्या कर रहे हैं? No, just go and describe. कोई explain करने की जरूरत नहीं. Only describe. What do? Only describe. Get that? Are we okay with that? Everyone with me on this? Any questions, please ask. Very, very simple things we are talking about. We are talking about very simple things. Now, in the 18th century, 16th तक तो ये सब मजाक चल रहा है. 16th तक we did not get it, 16th and all that, but in the 18th century, there is a person. His name is James Hutton. He challenged catastrophism. उसने कैटास्ट्रोफिज्म को ही चैलेंज कर दिया कि भाई कैटास्ट्रोफिज्म इज गड़बड़. इट इज एब्सोल्युटली गड़बड़. Catastrophism has a problem. And what is the problem? That I have seen that rocks are created and they are getting metamorphosed also. Catastrophic नहीं हो सकता. Yes? Now you tell me, have you seen a river which brings dirty water and that dirty water causes the mud to settle? Yes or no? True. So what will happen? A river is bringing, you don't draw this. River brought and deposited those sediments. Yes. Next year, river brought more sediments and deposited them. हर साल फ्लड आता है कि नहीं आता? हैव यू हर्ड ऑफ खादर एंड बांगर? खादर, बांगर, फ्लड प्लेन्स of rivers. Have you heard of flood plains of rivers? Yes sir, ये तो होता है. You can see in your life itself. You can see in your life itself. True or not? So if that is there, what will form? Sedimentary rocks will form. Sometimes when you dig these sedimentary rocks, when the miners are digging these sedimentary rocks, they find hard rocks also. Hard, igneous and metamorphic rocks also. Yes or no? So who's this? Mr. Hutton is seeing this. Now how does a flood justify this? How does a flood tell us how mountains are there? they तो हमारे सामने ही बन रहा है. I can see sedimentary rocks. There is a process that follows. There are probably, these are igneous, so they were volcanic in nature. So there must be a process there also. Metamorphosis is also a process, yes or no? So when I am able to see things are happening in front of me, some processes are happening in front of me. So why should things happen suddenly? Maybe these processes happened. Maybe these processes happened before also. True or not? So sediments were coming, they get deposited, 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 deposited. They made a mountain. Possible. A river was cutting, cutting, cutting. See, there is a mountain. Mountain made up of soft rocks, limestone rocks. When limestone comes in contact with water, will it not? You don't draw this. So there is this rock is there, and this part is made up of limestone. So when a river comes, will the river not cut this area, dissolve the limestone and create a valley? Yes or no? So if a valley is created by river dissolution, and whatever is high, these are highlands. If these are happening today, so why am I not saying that mountains were created through certain processes? Why am I saying that they were all created by catastrophism? Is it wrong or not, everyone? So the person by the name James Hutton is looking at this. He is looking at this and he writes an essay, Theory of the Earth. इन्होंने क्या लिखा? Theory of the Earth. He wrote an essay called Theory of the Earth, and his whole proposition is that by this is wrong, and I believe that catastrophism cannot be an answer. 1795. James Hutton. Everyone okay? James Hutton is observing this. You don't draw this. You just write challenge catastrophism. That is enough. In his essay title or in his journal titled Theory of the Earth, he's challenging catastrophism. Is he challenging only catastrophism or is he challenging the Bible also? Is he challenging the Bible also or not? So what will the Bible people say? Bible people say, they'll say how much a river can come, how much a river can cut, how much a river can cut. Yes, and the history of the rocks is just 5,000 years old. Acha, tell me one thing. You are telling me that rivers are dissolving sediments. You are telling me rivers are dissolving limestone. Have you seen what happened 5,000 years ago? Maybe the rocks were not of, maybe the rocks were not of limestone. उस टाइम कुछ और होता था. Limestone is dissolving today in water. Maybe at that time the water was different. So James Hutton पागल हो गया. उसने कहा तुम ये कह रहे हो कि आज पानी में नमक घुलता है, तब बाइबल के टाइम में पानी में नमक नहीं घुलता था. दैट वाज द टाइम व्हेन वाटर विल नॉट डिसॉल्व सॉल्ट. टुडे इट डज. ही सेड, आर यू मैड? ही सेड, नो 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 नो, आई हैव अ बेटर आइडिया, एंड माय आइडिया इज called Uniformitarianism. What is my idea called? Uniform. Uniform means everything is same. Uniformitarianism. Tarianism. Sir, I did not understand this. पहले लिखो तो सही. Uniformitarianism. Everyone with me on this? Uniformitarianism. Uniform processes. Whatever the process is happening right now, which you are seeing, the same processes happened in the past. Do not give me this foolish idea. Today you can dissolve salt in water. That time you did not. In fact, the present processes, you are seeing how a plateau is being created. You are seeing how a river is being cut. The same ideas would have been in the past. Why are you saying suddenly, this whole thing, suddenly God created a mountain or God broke a mountain, God was angry, the hell broke or something like that? He said, जो आपको आज दिखाई दे रहा है, same things, these were working in the past also. So please believe that. So there has been a uniform development. And you want to know how a mountain was created? Please go to the mountain today. Please go to the mountain today. Observe what is happening around there. Do you see a river is cutting over there? So in the past also a river was cutting it. You go to a mountain, do you see magma coming out of it and getting solidified? That's how igneous rocks are. तो पहले भी ऐसा ही हुआ होगा. In the past also the same thing has happened. Uniformitarianism is opposed to this catastrophism. Uniformitarianism, he says, it simply means, इसका आसान meaning बताऊं? Do I give you the popular meaning? Present is the key to past. He says, don't tell me that I don't know what happened in the past, only the Bible knows it or God knows it. Whatever is happening today, there is no beginning of earth, there is no end of earth. The processes are uniform. The processes which you are seeing today, they were acting in the past also. So there was volcanism, there were endogenetic forces, earthquakes were there, volcanoes were there. When they came in, the exogenetic forces were hitting them. Remember Sachin asked, he said, can I say after human beings, the processes have become exogenetic, before that they were endo? No. He says always there have been endo and exo. Always there have been endo and exo. If you want to know the cause of a mountain, look at the present causes, the same will apply to that. Now, is he logically able to challenge the church also? Yes, the Bible also. And now I want to tell you, we are in which century? We are in the 18th century. Now to the church and everything is gone. Ab to sab badal gaya. So धीरे धीरे people are willing to accept it, willing to accept his ideas. However, there was this, he had his friend, his name was John Playfair. John Playfair. So हटन की किसी ने बात मानी, किसी ने नहीं मानी. John Playfair popularized Hutton's ideas. So Hutton and Playfair brought the idea of uniformitarianism. Who proposed it? James Hutton. A big change from that. Do we get that? So whatever is happening in the present, if you understand the present processes, the same were in the past. So आज का logic काम करेगा. Please write down. Everyone, please write down. James Hutton. A geologist from Scotland. Based on his multiple studies, James Hutton, a geologist from Scotland, based on his multiple studies of rocks and of rocks and their processes like metamorphism of rocks and their processes like metamorphism, could clearly see that the catastrophism ideas catastrophism ideas fail to capture catastrophism ideas fail to capture the scientific understanding of Earth's landforms of Earth's landforms. Of Earth's landforms. Thus, as an opposition to catastrophism, Hutton, as an opposition to catastrophism, Hutton established the doctrine of uniformitarianism. Established the doctrine of uniformitarianism. The idea that was published in 1785 to 95 कर लो. 85 में he published that, and later on, till 95 that was going on. Published in 1985 to 95 under the title Theory of the Earth. Under the title The Theory of the Earth. In his work, he emphasized that landforms are produced by slow and continuous processes. Landforms are produced by slow and continuous processes instead of catastrophic events. Landforms are produced by slow and continuous processes instead of catastrophic events. Landform development is a uniform process. Landform development is a uniform continuous process. Is a uniform continuous process and the understanding of present day landforms can give important insights into the understanding of the landforms created in the past. Get that? In bracket you can write down present is the key to past. Please write down. Hutton's ideas were not accepted by many. Hutton's ideas were not accepted by many. And would have been lost after his death. So Hutton dies also. So Hutton's ideas were not accepted by many. वो बहुत जगह गए भी नहीं. Did not reach many people, but they were not accepted by many. Yes, they were not accepted by many. मैं भूल गया what I was saying. They were not accepted by many scholars and would have been lost after his death. Would have been lost after his death. But this path-breaking idea was kept alive and revived. This path-breaking idea was kept alive and revived by his friend. He was a mathematician, John Playfair. By his friend John Playfair, who published illustrations of the Huttonian theory of the earth in 1802 after Hutton's death. Who published, this is the name of the book, Illustrations of Huttonian Theory of the Earth 1802. After Hutton's death. So Hutton के death के बाद Playfair carried it, he published it and he popularized it. सब लोगों के पास पहुंचा. People said, अरे यार, this is very important, this is path breaking. And Charles Lyell and other geologists took it, they championed it, they spread Huttonian ideas further. So John Playfair has done that. So the first big challenge to that old unscientific idea comes from whom? Mr. Hutton. Is everyone okay? Hutton's idea would have been lost. So you will find some names like John Playfair also mentioned in the material. Somewhere Charles Lyell will also be written. Charles Lyell was a geologist who popularized कि हाँ यार ये होना चाहिए, and this was the right idea. Is everyone okay? We are talking about journey of geomorphology, how it has advanced. Everyone clear? यहाँ तक clear? Now we are looking at more actors, more people coming into this. More people coming into this. If you're done, please write done so that I can move forward. Perfect, thank you. So, फ्रेंड का नेम जैसे था वैसे लिखना है क्या गिरी? अरे चाचा, जो उनका नाम है जॉन प्लेफेयर वही रहेगा, जो किताब का नाम है वो किताब का नाम भी वही रहेगा. अगर कोट करोगे तो नंबर ज़्यादा मिलेगा. ऐसा नहीं लगेगा ना सिर्फ कोचिंग करके आया, किताब से भी. तो देर आर थिक बुक्स विच आई हैव गॉन थ्रू. तुमको उसका निचोड़ ला के दे रहा हूँ, उसमें भी आलस कर रहा है. सोचो यार. ठीक है. सो एवरीवन, लेट मी कम बैक. कहाँ पर है? कैटास्ट्रोफिक. ज्योग्राफर का काम क्या है? जाओ पहाड़ देखो, लुक एट द माउंटेन, टेल मी वेयर इट इज. उसका हाइट नापो, उसका विड्थ नापो. Just go and collect that information and write it in the book. If somebody asks, how did it happen? What is the answer? God created it. Yes or no? बेकार job है. Now, what is the new job of the geographer? What is the new job of the geographer? Once again go, what, where, height, width. Yes or no? ये तो किया. अब how did it form? Can't say God. So what will you have to do? You will have to tell the process also. अच्छा दिस इज वेयर द वाटर इज डूइंग इट, दिस इज वेयर द अर्थक्वेक इज डूइंग इट। टेल मी, हटन ने जोग्राफर का काम बढ़ाया या नहीं बढ़ाया? डिड हटन मेक जोग्राफर्स लाइफ डिफिकल्ट और नॉट? एज इट इज जोग्राफर को क्या करना था? इनफाइनाइट व्हाट वेयर हाइट विड्थ एवरीथिंग ही हैड टू डू, एंड नाउ यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन ऑल्सो कैसे हो रहा है भाई। और जोग्राफर डजेंट हैव मच टूल्स, ही इज नॉट इवन अ साइंटिस्ट। वो बेचारा सोच के बता रहा, आपके पेट में दर्द है, आपने कल खाना क्या खाया था? नहीं नहीं नहीं, आप टेंशन में पेट में दर्द हो रहा है। उसकी हालत खराब हो गई यार। जोग्राफर्स अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड दे डोंट हैव एनी टूल्स, उनका काम क्या है? नौकरी में जस्ट जाना है, ढूंढना है, एंड दैट्स ऑल। यस, ट्रू और नॉट? तो जोग्राफर का काम बढ़ गया है। जब आपका काम बहुत ज्यादा हो जाता है, अभिनव कह रहे सर स्टूडेंट का भी काम बढ़ गया है, ये सुनो, सो जोग्राफर इज डिमोरलाइज्ड। अब सारे जोग्राफर का यही काम है यार, पहले जाओ एम्पेरिकल ऑब्जर्वेशन करो, सब डिस्क्राइब करो, प्रोसेस, कुछ भी बताओ जो तुमको समझ आ रहा है, देयर इज नो स्टैंडर्ड ऑन दैट। सो व्हेन योर सिलेबस इज टू लार्ज, विल यू बी demoralized or not? We need a savior. Next heading, time versus process geomorphology. See, this is my second lecture. This is my second lecture, but I am brave enough. I am brave enough to take technical terms with my students. I have already given you a dictionary. I am also there to hold your hand. मैं बताऊंगा, but I am not just going for baby concepts. I am going for challenging concepts right in the beginning. आपको पहले ही बता दिया, हटन का नाम बता दिया, यूनिफॉर्मिटेरियनिज्म बता दिया, कैटास्ट्रोफिज्म बता दिया, अब टाइम और प्रोसेस ज्योग्राफी बताने वाला हूँ, जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी बताने वाला हूँ। लिसन टू दिस, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग, दैट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम, बट लेट अस फर्स्ट बी पेशेंटली लुकिंग एट व्हाट इट इज। ठीक है, सो अब हमने क्या कर दिया, टाइम एंड प्रोसेस जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी। यू हैव नेवर इन ज्योग्राफी यूज दीज टर्म्स, नो जीएस स्टूडेंट एवर यूजेस इट। अब करेंगे बिकॉज यू आर एन ऑप्शनल स्टूडेंट, नाउ यू आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू do them. Your examiner is smart, he knows moment when you are saying time geography or time geomorphology what you are saying, process geomorphology what you are saying, वो भी समझ जाएंगे। ठीक है, तो ये क्या है ये देखते हैं। पहले क्या देख रहे हैं, टाइम जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी। टाइम जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी, is everyone okay? So first we are looking at time geomorphology. Let us see what comes out of this for us. So you've heard of this name, Charles Darwin. इनके बारे में क्या सुना है मुझे बताओ। Whatever you've heard of Charles Darwin, if you've heard something about Charles Darwin, do let me know. It's a theory of evolution. Thank you Avinash. Origin of species, very good. So you are saying इन्होंने ऐसे किया, origin of species, इन्होंने दिया थ्योरी ऑफ इवोल्यूशन, इन्होंने दिया सर्वाइवल ऑफ फिटेस्ट। ठीक है, सो स्टॉप 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 स्टॉप, थैंक यू, यू गॉट इट करेक्ट, एवरीवन गॉट इट करेक्ट। हाउ मेनी स्पीशीज आर देयर, हाउ मेनी स्पीशीज आर देयर? सो देयर आर infinite species. Infinite species. This man was supposed to tell us, how this happened, this one, so many infinite things, how they were created. This man said, hello, you don't have to worry about infinite species. Yes. So what happened is, first X got originated. One species came. Okay. Now in this species there were many members. There were many members. X species के बहुत सारे members थे. फिर then a disease came. A disease came. All of them died. Only two survived. They were the fittest. They were the fittest. Why were they fittest? Because they had different genes. Different genes. They evolved and they created a species called Y. So first, imagine, let me give you a story. So there is a fish. Fish, where does it live? It lives in the oceans. It cannot come out because it cannot breathe. The only way they can breathe is through gills, only in water. So the fish wanted to come out. Have you heard of, fish which are called flying fish? They can jump also. They'll jump and they'll come back. Yes or no? But some fish, no. They were tired of water. They said, अपने को बाहर जाने का है. I want to go out. So this flying fish jumped out, reached on land and died. Reached on land and died. ऐसे कूदा बाहर. Most of them died. अब दो बच गया. Two fish did not die. Sir, how is this possible? अरे evolution, धीरे 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 धीरे. So they became amphibians. Who are amphibians? Frog is an amphibian. Frog lives in water also, on land also. Frog lives in water. So what happened from fish? The next evolution was someone who can live in water as well as land. Now there was a problem with land. Land is very dry. So you've seen frog. If frog does not go close to the water, उसका skin hard हो जाएगा, वो बेचारा मर जाएगा. So they have to go back to the water. Now what happened was, so if you want to stay away from water, you will have to save your soft skin and tissues from dehydration. So an evolution came that on your body there will be hard shells. There will be hard shells. What was that? Remember reptiles. सांप के ऊपर होता है ना, सांप के ऊपर होता है reptiles, anteater. So amphibians से कौन आ गए? Reptiles आ गए. Their skin is hard. Their soft body is inside them. Yes. From reptiles then came the mammals. तो ये सब evolution हुआ. तो उन्होंने कहा, why read so many things? Everyone grows from, there is a life cycle of all species. They will originate. Originate means they will be young. Then they will be mature. Then there will be old. If they are able to survive the competition, they will live. Otherwise, they will die, and new ones will be the stronger ones. Everyone, did you understand this simple story? This simple story. Charles Darwin. Is he a geographer? Is he a geographer? He's a naturalist. He's a biologist. He's not a geographer, no? He's not a geographer. But people loved his idea of youth, mature, senile. All species will grow from young, mature and old. Acha, tell me one thing, bachcho. You tell me. A beginner in UPSC aspirant, you are young, no? You are young. Then there are students who have given 2 attempts. Mature. We expect them to know this thing. Then there are student, I was talking to a student yesterday, that was his 6th attempt. 2 interviews already he has given. I told him, yaar, you've given 2 interviews and this is what you're writing question here. Why are you writing something else? He said, sir, nobody told me this. Ye to galat hai. I said, see, if I'm wrong, you tell me. Well, nahi, sir, I agree that I have not answered the question. And I'm surprised, sir, nobody actually sat down and told me this. This is very clear that I have not written the question. I said, say, for a minute you might say Sachin sir was able to show you what is the problem. I'm saying you've written 5 attempts. UPSC has already told you that you're not writing what is asked. He said, yes, sir. So I said, you are in MMP. From tomorrow onwards, when you submit your answer, I want answer to have respect. Answer should be answering what is asked. Do not write whatever comes in your mind. He said, sir, I promise. And this is my attempt. I will clear the exam. तो आप बताओ यूपीएससी में लग सकता है? यूपीएससी यंग, मैच्योर, ओल्ड लग सकता है कि नहीं लग सकता है? ट्रू? यस और नो? अच्छा, टेल मी अ business. Let us talk about business. So before independence, Tata Industries before independence, they started before independence. So they started before, they were young company. Then till 1990s in India, we did not have liberalization. Government was controlling everything. So they were becoming mature. They were trying to get some contracts from the government. They were proving to the government, we are ready. If you want, you can give it to us. Government said, no, 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 we don't want. We want the public sector to be there. But post 1990, they were given the opportunity. Yes, post 1990, Tatas were given the opportunity, and we have that company called TCS. Yes or no? Massive IT company. एकदम से IT कंपनी वो ले गए. अब क्या हो रहा है? Tata is becoming old. True or not? Tata is becoming old. New companies are coming and challenging them. Yes? Will Tata survive the competition? Oh yes, Tata is a fighter. टाटा के आज कपड़े पहन रहे हो आप? ट्रेंट के कपड़े ले रहे हो कि नहीं ले रहे हो? ट्रेंट इज द नेम ऑफ द कंपनी. एवरी सिटी दे हैव स्टार्टेड ओपनिंग देयर शोरूम्स फॉर क्लोथ. जूडियो के नाम से. सस्ते कपड़े, अच्छे, फैशनेबल बट वेरी रीजनेबली प्राइस्ड क्लोथ्स आ रहे कि नहीं आ रहे? टाटा कीप्स ऑन रीडिफाइनिंग इटसेल्फ. विल टाटा गो एक्सटिंक्ट और टाटा विल गो फर्दर? टाटा ने बीच में टाटा नैनो भी शुरू की थी, रिमेंबर? टाटा नैनो वही लेकर आए थे, अब टाटा नैनो बंद कर दी उन्होंने. आर दे रीडिफाइनिंग देमसेल्व्स और नॉट? ट्रू. So everything is young, mature, and old. So Tata's whole life journey of this company, can it be reduced to 3 words? Young, mature, and old. उदित कह रहा है नॉट सस्ते. उदित तुम ब्रांडेड कपड़ा जाके ले लो रीबॉक का. ये कह रहा है उनके कपड़े बहुत सस्ते नहीं है. आप वही कपड़े जाकर ले लो ब्रांडेड में, नाइकी का ले लो, जूता ले लो. सर तनिष्क इज ऑल्सो टाटा. उन्होंने कहा हम गोल्ड में भी करेंगे. सर ये टाटा बहुत आगे जाएंगे. दे स्टार्टेड विद स्टील, रिमेंबर? स्टील प्लांट जमशेदपुर. अभी गोल्ड में तनिष्क में जो भी जा रहा है तनिष्क ले रहा है. आपके चश्मे में आता है फास्ट ट्रैक का चश्मा रेंज. हर चीज में है टाटा. टाटा नमक आपके घर में चल रहा है. ट्रू और नॉट? टीसीएस द एम्प्लॉयर, आईटी की जॉब भी वही दे रहा है. सर बट वेयर इज जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी इन दिस? अभी आएगी. पहले ये बताओ, यंग, मेच्योर, ओल्ड, एवरीथिंग हैज अ लाइफ साइकिल. ट्रू और नॉट? Yes. If there is a lot of complexity, it can be broken into 3 words: young, mature, and old. सर वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन जोग्राफर तो रो रहा है ना. जोग्राफर की लाइफ क्या है? वेयर इज जोग्राफर? जोग्राफर्स लाइफ, हाउ इज इट? हाउ इज जोग्राफर्स लाइफ गोइंग? वो बेचारा तो डिस्क्राइब कर रहा है, सब कुछ यही कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है? दुखी चल रहा है कि नहीं? टोटल दुखी चल रहा है. और उसको हटन ने भी बोल दिया अब कॉज भी बता. बट हटन डजंट हैव अ कॉज. हटन सेज ढूंढो. हेक्टिक लाइफ. सो इधर आता है अमेजिंग फेलो. हिज नेम इज WM डेविस. ऑल लैंडफॉर्म्स. रिमेंबर इनफाइनाइट सारे लैंडफॉर्म जो तुम पढ़ रहे हो. तुम्हारी लाइफ इज गोइंग वेरी वेरी हेक्टिक, यू आर बर्डन विद वर्क. ऑल लैंडफॉर्म्स आर a part of a life cycle. Young, mature, old. Identify the stage, time of the landform to understand it. So if you are finding tall mountains, deep valleys, yes, this happens in young age. If you are finding eroded but like this happens in mature. And if you're finding it is more or less flat like this happens in old age. So Mr. Geographer, your life is going very, very bad, very difficult for you. All you have to do is whatever landform is there, identify which cycle है. इधर क्या है? Erosion or denudation. More. इधर क्या है? Deposition, tired, senile, more. इधर river is not able to do anything. So इधर क्या बनाओगे? इधर बनाओगे डेल्टा. इधर क्या बनाओगे? स्टीप, स्लोप, माउंटेन एंड वैली. इधर क्या होगा? जेंटल स्लोप एंड रिलीफ. जीरो स्लोप. ये कर लो. सारा लाइफ का वर्क 3 चीजों में बांट लो. इजी और नॉट? क्विकली टेल मी. सबका जीवन आसान कर दिया कि नहीं कर दिया? ऑल लैंडफॉर्म्स. तुम इतना मिलियंस को डिस्क्राइब कर रहे हो, जस्ट फाइंड आउट. ये जनरली रिवर जो अपने माउंटेन्स में रिवर होती है ना, ऑल लैंडफॉर्म्स आर क्रिएटेड बाय वाटर. पानी जो है ना, पानी आएगा, पानी उनको काट देगा. और ये पूरी प्रोसेस है. एंड दिस ही कॉल्ड इट एज साइकिल ऑफ इरोजन. What did he call this? He called this as cycle of erosion. All landscapes evolve over a period of time. All landscapes evolve over a period of time. This stage can be determined. Stage can be determined by examining the characteristics. आपको अब कुछ नहीं करना, आप ये पता करो कौन से स्टेज का है, तो इजी हो जाता है. इस स्टेज में क्या है? इरोजन होता है. इस स्टेज में क्या होता है? डिपोजिशन होता है. इसमें क्या होता है? इरोजन भी होता है. देयर इज इरोजन ऑल्सो प्लस लिटिल बिट ऑफ डिपोजिशन ऑल्सो, ये मिडलिंग मिडलिंग वाला काम है. Everyone clear about Davis? And why do I call it time geography? Can anyone tell? I call it time geography. Why? Because all I have to do is find out the stage that will explain my landform. If I know the stage, if you are in the young stage, what are you? You are a lot of energy. So new students coming to the batch, what kind of questions do I experience? सर मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है, सर एनसीईआरटी कैसे पढूं, नोट्स कैसे बनाऊं. यंग स्टूडेंट्स की यही प्रॉब्लम है सारे. मैच्योर स्टूडेंट्स जो पहली बार मेंस देने जा रहा है, सर माय आंसर राइटिंग, सर I don't know, sir, how will I finish my paper? So there is too much. So how much content to put? So how will I put diagram over here? अच्छा सर, this is a better answer. Yeah, sample. And ये वाला क्या है? सर इतनी बार अटेम्प्ट दे चुका हूँ. लास्ट टाइम आई गॉट सिलेक्टेड बट आई वॉज इन IRS. दिस टाइम आई वॉन्ट IAS, सर. डिपोजिशन. Yes? Time. This is called time dependent. So he says you don't have to see all landforms, whichever area of the world they are. It has got nothing to do with what kind of things are there. It is just that you just find out the stage. And the famous sentence, किधर गया पेन? Remember the famous sentence? आप जाइए और 3 चीजें काम करती हैं. All landforms are a function of. जल्दी से बताओ क्या थे? Landforms are a function of 3 things: structure, process and stage. ये लिखवाया था. 3 चीजें. So depending on the structure, depending on the processes that are acting on it, and this thing. स्ट्रक्चर, प्रोसेस, स्टेज. सो कौन होंगे ये? श्रीमान डेविस. यूनिफॉर्मिटेरियनिज्म वी डन. ये आपका ओरिजिनल लैंडफॉर्म. रिवर इज कटिंग. रिवर इज कटिंग. देन मेच्योर. देन सिनाइल. सपना इज सेइंग जब आप रजिस्ट्रेशन रीओपन करोगे तभी रिकॉर्डेड क्लास मिलेगी. सो आई एम सेइंग रजिस्ट्रेशन टू द हिंदी बैच इज क्लोज्ड नाउ. सपना, हिंदी माध्यम के बैच की रजिस्ट्रेशन बंद हो गई है. आपके केस में आप उन्हें कह सकते हैं, मैं भी बात कर लूँगा, कि कुछ छात्र जो हिंदी वाले अंग्रेज़ी में आ गए थे उनके लिए कुछ रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑन कर देंगे, वरना वो निश्चित रूप से वो बैच आगे चला गया. इंग्लिश में भी जल्दी रजिस्ट्रेशन ख़त्म हो जाएंगी. सो अगर कोई ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं तो दैट इज़ देयर. मैं फिर से भिजवा देता हूँ. ठीक है. अब दिक्कत ये है कि आप किसी वेबसाइट वाले से बात कर रहे होंगे. मैंने यहाँ पर जो निर्देश दिए हैं उनके पास होगी नहीं, तो उन्होंने कह दिया रजिस्ट्रेशन क्लोज मतलब क्लोज. सो आई लेट देम नो. ठीक है. क्या था ये? माउंटेन था. रिवर स्टार्ट्स कमिंग इन, तो क्या बन रहा है? वी शेप्ड वैलीज, क्रैक्स एंड ऑल दोज थिंग्स. बट इधर क्या हो गया? सब कुछ घिस रहा है. अब ये फ्लैटनिंग भी हो रहा है. कैन यू सी वाइडर एरियाज आर देयर. और आखिर में क्या रह गया? एकदम फ्लैट रह गया. सो बेस्ड ऑन डार्विन्स, पहला बात तो ही गॉट दिस आइडिया. आप सोचेंगे सर ये आइडिया कहाँ से आया? तो आइडिया तो उसने डार्विन से ले लिया ना. डार्विन का आइडिया था थिंग्स इवॉल्व इन स्टेजेस. एंड आई वांट टू टेल यू दैट डार्विन का आइडिया बहुतों ने लिया. इट इज नॉट जस्ट ज्योग्राफी, एवरीवन टुक इट. अदर सब्जेक्ट्स आल्सो देयर इज दिस लाइफ साइकिल अप्रोच. दिस इज अ वेरी इजी थिंग. मैंने अभी आपके लिए लगाया, टाटास के लिए लगा दिया कि नहीं? सो डार्विन का आइडिया एवरीवन लाइक्ड इट. Landscape evolved throughout time. Stage of evolution can be determined by examining the characteristics. Implies time is the critical factor in determining landscape, how they look like. इसको कहा जाता है time geography. Do we get that? Now I have a question to ask you. I have a question to ask you, everyone. Tell me that there is one place where ice is cutting and there is one place where water is cutting. Which one cuts faster? Ice or water? My question is, there is one place where ice is cutting, other place where water is cutting the rock. Who cuts faster? Sir, water cuts faster. Yes or no? Water will keep on flowing, water will keep on rubbing, water will cut faster. In fact, I want to tell you, ice can act as a protective cover. अगर हिमालय में ग्लेशियर्स है ना, सो हिमालयन रॉक्स आर बिलो द आइस, सो आइस तो उसको काटने ही नहीं दे रहा है. ट्रू और नॉट? रंजीत अपना दिमाग लगा रहा है, कह रहा है डिपेंड ऑन स्ट्रक्चर. रंजीत, जो सवाल पूछा जाए उसका आंसर देना सीखो, नहीं तो प्रीलिम्स भी नहीं होगा, मेंस भी नहीं होगा. मैं कह रहा हूँ एक रॉक है, उसको पानी ज्यादा काटेगा या फिर आइस? सेम ही तो रॉक है, डिपेंड्स ऑन द स्ट्रक्चर. नया नया चौधरी ना बनो, पहले जो समझा रहे हैं उसे तो समझ लो एकदम से वो. और अगर हीरो बनना है तो मैंने नाम ले दिया रंजीत, सभी लोगों ने सुन लिया. सो एवरीवन्स आंसर इज वाटर. then how can you say youth mature senile? Himalayas are there, Himalayas are ice covered, or for that matter Antarctica is ice covered. अंटार्कटिका के रॉक्स तक नीचे पानी ही नहीं जा रहा, वो तो उनको इरोड ही नहीं कर पा रहा है. So Mr. Davis, you told us what is important is structure, process and stage, but you are saying only stage will decide everything. You did not see that water will be a different process, wind will be a different process, ice will be a different process. वो स्लोगन में अच्छा है, structure, process, stage. But where is your focus? Where is his focus? His focus is stage. True or not? We will do a lot in detail about Davis, the whole cycle. I will be telling you this. But do you see, though Davis is talking about three things, structure, process, stage, his focus is where? On the structure. Do we get that? Sorry, on the stage. अच्छा, अब ये ले लेते हैं रंजीत का स्ट्रक्चर का, ले लेते हैं रंजीत जो कहना चाह रहे हैं, रंजीत वाला आइडिया लेते हैं. So everyone, there is water. This time now the process remains the same. Water is flowing over a sedimentary rock and over a granite igneous rock. Water is flowing over sedimentary sandstone and granite igneous. Where will it cut more? Where will it cut more? Where will it cut more and deeper? अब ये मत कहना रंजीत विल डिपेंड ऑन द प्रोसेस. प्रोसेस यहाँ पर एक ही है, सिर्फ वाटर. So sedimentary will be cut deeper. Perfect. Okay. Yes or no? अच्छा, deeper cut कहाँ पर होते हैं? Tell me everyone, where are deeper cuts? Deeper cuts are in young age and deposition is in old age. Imagine if there is a mountain. Imagine everyone, if there is a mountain which has igneous rocks here, and beneath them, after igneous, there are limestone. So will the igneous process go very slow or not? Igneous will not be able to cut. But when it reaches this layer, suddenly everything will be cut very fast. Yes or no? So can I say, Mr. Davis is talking about structure, process and stage. He did not distinguish between water process or ice process. He did not distinguish between sedimentary structure or igneous structure. He only emphasized, बस स्टेज पता कर लो, उसके बाद पता चल जाएगा. अगर इस स्टेज में है तो सिंपल थिंग, वैलीज विल बी देयर, वाटरफॉल्स विल बी देयर, रैपिड्स विल बी देयर, प्लंज पूल्स विल बी देयर, जो आपने अपना बुक में पढ़ा होगा. ये देयर विल बी इंटरलॉकिंग स्पर्स विल बी देयर, ऑल दोज थिंग्स विल बी देयर. But sir, it also depends on the structure, no? If this mountain is made up of limestone, ये तो जल्दी से खत्म हो जाएगा. This will become flat and senile quickly. Others will keep on standing. True or not? If this place is all covered by ice, this mountain will not erode. Others which are not covered by ice will erode first. True or not? So Daviesian idea that time decides the geomorphology. Time is You just identify the stage and you know what is the landform. That was questioned by G.K. Gilbert. So Grove Carl Gilbert. This is called process geomorphology. Landforms are a balance between resisting force and the altering force. Any landform, why are you talking about the stage? Can a student in his first attempt clear the examination? Many of my students पहले ही attempt में pass कर गए. तो young student, you are thinking that in your preparation you will become youth, mature and senile and then you will pass UPSC. कई तो young में निकल गए. How is that possible? Because they brought themselves very sincerely. I will give my 100%. The teacher also said we will give 100%. Both the things resulted in a 100% result. True or not? Now there is an underconfident student who says सर मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा, मैं अभी सोचा भी नहीं था यूपीएससी, वो तो मैं मोटिवेशन में आके ले गया, सर आई एम नॉट अभी सीरियस अबाउट इट. So what will happen? 1 year he's just trying, do I write or not, do I write or not. After 2 years he writes prelims, he fails prelims. So this time CSAT was very difficult. Finally he understood I'm wasting my time. Now I have to be serious. Look for a teacher and then he meets me. चलो ठीक है, 4th attempt हम लोग पास हो गए. But तब तक वो mature हो गया था. True? I'm saying someone can clear in the first attempt itself. I've seen many students who were not very well prepared. पूरा geography नहीं जानते थे. अभी मैं बात कर रहा था रविंद्र मेघवाल से. रविंद्र मेघवाल से सर आई डोंट नो ऑल ऑफ एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, बट जो एग्जाम के लिए थे उतना आती थी सर मुझे, एंड आई वाज एबल टू स्कोर 290 प्लस इन दैट. अमेजिंग. क्या दिक्कत है? ट्रू. सो व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इज दैट landform is just not because of its age, it is also because of what processes are acting on it. So there are certain processes which want to alter the landform, like water, flowing water, and there are certain processes which want no, I will not alter igneous rock. So they are resisting forces. Yes. So Gilbert said it is not the stage, which stage you are, young stage that means V-shaped valleys and old means delta. No. You can be flat even in the young if your mountain is very soft and the forces outside are strong. Do we get that? So please write down process geomorphology and please give G.K. Gilbert. Process geomorphology. And which one do you think is more scientific? Which one do you think is more scientific? Time geography or process geography? Which one do you think is more scientific? किसमें मेहनत लगेगी ढूंढने में? So a student comes to me and says कि sir I am in the I want to start UPSC preparation. So I tell him okay, you do your 3 years of preparation, try doing your attempt. I take only old age students. Now that's very wrong. In MMP I take freshers also, because I trust the process of MMP. So a fresher can also pass, a veteran can also pass. सो प्रोसेस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. आपको पता करना है कौन सी प्रोसेस है. सो टाइम ज्योग्राफी तो उस टाइम के लिए ज्योग्राफर की हेल्प कर गया, सो इट हेल्प द ज्योग्राफर एट दैट टाइम, बट प्रोसेस ज्योग्राफी, today's geomorphology is more towards process. Remember the modern definition of geomorphology is defining the landforms and identifying the cause and effect, the processes that led to their creation. So process geomorphology is what is the latest in that. So please write down process geomorphology. Daviesian idea of a life cycle of landforms. Please write down Daviesian idea of a life cycle of landforms. Overemphasized the role of time. Overemphasized. Daviesian idea of cycle of erosion or a life cycle of landforms overemphasized the role of time in landscape development. His approach was historical. Historical means इसका history क्या था? Past, present, future. Yes. His approach was historical and descriptive. His approach was historical and descriptive. His approach was historical and descriptive. He was able to simplify. He was able to simplify the study of landforms. He was able to simplify the study of landforms. But this approach was not very scientific. This approach was not very scientific. G.K. Gilbert, G.K. Gilbert, G.K. Gilbert. You don't have to write Grove Carl Gilbert. You can just say G.K. Gilbert or simply Gilbert भी चलेगा. G.K. Gilbert proposed a much more scientific approach, which is called the process approach. This approach treats time as one of the many components that go into landscape development. However, unlike Davis, it does not overemphasize time. Rather, the focus is on the processes. That go into landform development. This approach believes that there are two set of forces. One, the driving forces. And second, the resisting forces. One is the driving forces and second, the resisting forces, comma, both of them act together to alter the landscape. And any landform at a given time is a result of the interplay of these two forces. Modern day geomorphology focuses more on process geomorphology. Focuses more on process geomorphology, whereby scholars like J.T. Hack, whereby scholars like J.T. Hack, so John Hack is written over here, or J.T. Hack, where scholars like J.T. Hack have proposed the idea of dynamic equilibrium, have proposed the idea of dynamic equilibrium between the forces, have proposed the idea of dynamic equilibrium between the forces as the underlying cause of variability. Variability means different types, okay? Underlying cause of variability in different geomorphic systems. In different geomorphic systems. Get that? अब ये पूरा थ्योरी आपको एडवांस में वी विल टीच एवरीथिंग ऑल डिटेल जेटी हैक गिलबर्ट डेविस हिज क्रिटिसिज्म बाय पेंक साइकिल ऑफ इरोजन सब पढ़ाऊंगा बट डिड एवरीवन गेट दैट डू यू गेट द हिस्ट्री ऑफ जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी फ्रॉम वेयर वी स्टार्टेड नॉन साइंटिफिक to the present one? Only the important things were told to you. I brought in catastrophism. That catastrophism was challenged by Hutton. Hutton brought uniformitarianism. That idea was good but unmanageable. Then thankfully Charles Darwin happened. All sciences borrowed from Charles Darwin, a smart guy who's called the father of geomorphology in American school. W.M. Davis smartly picked up that idea from Darwin, a life cycle approach of landforms, youth, mature, senile. But he just said कि stage will decide क्या landform है. But within the stage, he was not interested in understanding the role of structure, the role of process, which he proposed. In his sentence, he talked about structure and process, but when it came to action, he did not. So, a different set of scholars have come. They are called non-time geographers. They are called the process geographers. They said it doesn't mean what is stage, it means what is the process. So, even in the young stage, you can have flat land. Even in the old stage, you can have something rising because the imbalance between forces can happen, and any time any landform is the result of the interplay of the two forces. If the rising forces are high, it will be higher. If the sinking forces are down, it will be low. So please give 5-minute break. No, I am ending the class. अब तो class ही खत्म हो गया. Everyone, you will be sent today's material. All this will be there. So you read. If you want to add from that material to whatever is discussed in the class, please keep adding. There will be dictations also. There will be some understanding also. There will be some questions also, which I'll ask in the class. And the next topic which I wanted to talk about was Earth's interior. So today, there in the handout, there is Earth's interior also and Earth's magnetism also. So that is there in the handout. Please read that when you come for the next class. Thanks a lot. Take good care of yourself. Jai Hind.